Welcome back to Recoup. Happy Friday. Today is Friday, November 14th, 2025. I'm Sweets. This is Sid. This is our Friday weekly check-in where we recap everything that we've delivered this week for Recoup in a 1-hour call and talk about what we're doing next week. To get started, we'll do a demo of what I've just been building for scraping all of socials. I'll do a
Wait,
quick
whoa. In one word, how you feeling?
in
What do
one
you
word,
need?
how you feeling today? And in one sentence, what do you need today?
Go ahead. I asked you. You got to start to kick it off, man.
In one word, I'm feeling healthier. And in one sentence, what do I need? Understanding that next week is Dev Connect here in Argentina, and it's the biggest Ethereum conference in the world. So this week's been a big grind. Next week I'm going to be grinding, but I'll also be the biggest Ethereum conference, the first time it's ever taken the biggest city for Ethereum builders. On your side, feeling today in one sentence, what do you need today?
In one word, I'm feeling nice. I woke up by myself. No baby kicking me in the shoulder. No fucking dogs yelling at me. It was like on my own. I woke up, and that's like always like a really nice feeling. You know. What do I need? You know what? I'll double down. I need Sweets to kill it next week at DevCon.
Thank you for that. Yeah, I've been sick ever since I got here. Right as I was leaving Colombia, they told me I had COVID. Had a doctor visit me in the thing because I was in pain. I was like crying. They plugged a bunch of needles in me in my bed and they pumped me with.
When did this happen?
Electrolytes.
How did I not know?
It was last Wednesday. I did my best not to have it impact anything.
Jesus Christ.
Every day I've been waking up and just like a stuffy nose and just sore bones and just trying to stay stable so that teams like you didn't know. And I'm glad that nobody's really known. So I'm on the upside of it.
This shit.
And feeling better.
I want to know this shit. Sweets is deathly ill, fucking skipping, all decrepit.
What's nice about it happening in Colombia, though, is it was very affordable for me to have a doctor show up and to have that drip in my bed. And so I didn't have to like go to a hospital or be surrounded by a bunch of other sick people.
That's good. So you're feeling better, healthier?
Feeling healthier. Next step, this weekend I'm going to try to get back into running because I haven't been running. And I've got a half marathon coming up and a 10K coming up on Thanksgiving. So I need to be running to prepare for that.
Nice.
Getting back into official stuff. I'll share the docs that we've released, and then we'll go into the task. So this week, I've delivered a social scrape for an individual social. So you can get your socials with this endpoint. We already demoed this on Wednesday. Since Wednesday, you can now do it on an artist basis. So just get your artist ID from, I'll do a quick demo of this one. So if you plug in this, it'll tell you don't have, oh, it's a post. That's right. Chat. Do I have Postman open? I do have Postman open. Look at that. Okay. So I've already got it over here. The endpoint is api.recoupable.com/API/artist socials scrape. You plug in your account, your artist account ID, which you get from Recoup by just hovering over your artist. And then you got your artist ID up here. You plug it in. You run it, and then it triggers a scraper in Apify for each of your socials. And so if we jump over to all of our runs, we see that 4 scrapers were kicked off, one for this account, one for my Instagram, one for my TikTok, for my YouTube. Total cost for us on the business side is 3 cents for all my social profiles to do that scrape. But most people aren't going to want to hit an API. And then afterwards, you have to pull for these. These aren't the answer. This is the run. So I have just built a task that I'm going to have Sid share, and it's going to be his first time doing a live demo of trigger.dev. Would you mind taking over screen sharing and going to trigger.dev, and I'll talk you through how to run the task?
Talk to me.
Okay. Go to tasks on the left. We have 2. One's got the clock, and that is our scheduled tasks that run all the time. The top one is the new one that I'm going to have you run. Go into there, and I'm going to send you an example that I use, and you can change it up for your own. I'm going to send it here in the private chat. I should have had you copy this before going live. But
Private chat?
the private chat in the live stream. Yep, right where you're already sharing. I just sent it. Can you copy that? If that's too hard to copy, let me know and I'll send it to you on Slack.
Create test run?
Create a test run. And select the first one with the T. And now Command A and replace everything with what's on your clipboard. Okay. Could you change your artist ID and account ID? Go to chat.recoupable.com and copy your own info for an artist you want to run. Let's first get your account ID in the bottom left for your overall account. That account ID right there. Yep. Put it in account ID. And then whatever artist you want to run this on. Ideally one that has multiple. Looks like this one's got TikTok and Instagram, so you're only going to run it for TikTok and Instagram.
Let's try it.
And then the prompt, just change the email at the end. Do the +1 just to make sure you get it, yeah. And then after you do that, run it.
So explain what's going on right now on the back end. I mean, this is the back end, but explain the
Yeah, so
process.
The logs are going to say it all. First thing it does is it's doing the artist social profile scrape. No environment variables are needed in this repo. It's using our public API. So the first thing it does is it kicks off the artist scraper that I just showed. Then it polls for it to finish. So it waits 10 seconds, checks the results. If it finishes, it stops. If it's still running, it waits another 10 seconds. All the scrapes have already been completed. So it waits 10 seconds for all the webhooks from Apify to finish. That updates the database. Then it fetches the artist socials from Supabase just to verify. And then it generates the chat response from the prompt that you put in. So it scrapes your socials, and then after it scrapes your socials, it executes a prompt that we put in. Why a prompt? The prompt makes it generic so that if Sid says, hey, I've been working on these file system all week, I want to use that file system, use your file system. If I'm building out Google Sheets and I want it to update a Google Sheet.
This delivers, wait, explain to me like the data flow of it. User sends, I mean, in this scenario, we sent it here, but you would kick off a tool in Recoupable to trigger this? Or are you saying this would automatically run in the back end of Recoupable every day or whatever it is, like every week for an artist?
Yep, you can make it a task. It'll be a tool of scrape artist social. And so it scrapes a social, and then once it finishes with that scrape, it executes another chat, whatever you want to do with the results once that scrape finishes. So you can make it a task every day, scrape my social every day, and then after the scrape finishes, do X, whatever you want X to be. That's why I made it a chat prompt. That way it can be open and generic to whatever you want to happen when that scrape finishes.
Got it. So once we connect Google Sheets, that we can say, and then update the Google Sheet?
And then update the Google Sheet. Yep. Or if you are liking your internal file system, you can say update this file. Or what we just did is say send an email. So you should have just gotten an email with the results of the scrape.
Is it done or is it still going?
It does look like it's still running. So yeah, it is. It's already on. It's generating the chat response. So it's called Recoup and said, hey, I finished the scrape. Please look up the data. Use your tool to my artist social because it's already been updated in the tool, and then run the prompt. And the prompt's just look up my socials and then send me an email. You could see that in if you click generating chat response, it should say that full prompt if you want to read the prompt that it sent out. Yeah, the prompt's right there. Look up my artist socials using the tool and send me an email with my follower count for each platform and the timestamp they were last updated format the info in a simple table in the email. Do not confirm the email before sending. Just send it to my email address. And it finished, so you should have that email now. Can you check what the API? Yeah. Did you get it? Boom.
Look at us.
So both of those were updated. The date, that timestamp looks like it was 3 minutes ago when it was last updated. So right when the scrape would have finished. And those are your latest Instagram and TikTok info in your email. And so then if you want to set this up as a task, set it up as a task. If you want to make it with your file system, make it with your file system. But at this point, we are accurately scraping socials across TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook, Threads, and YouTube, if you've connected those accounts to your Recoup profile.
Fuck yeah. Awesome job. Look at that.
So that's what I've done so far this week. Questions, feedback on this before?
Comments is this is awesome. Much better execution than I had implemented with Observer. So yeah, this is great. Also really great to just get started on the back end of the trigger.dev stuff. Like my wonder is, or my question that I'm asking myself is how to wield the back-end agent effectively for customer experience. Meaning, when you create an artist, should we automatically do this stuff for them so that they never have to set up a task or prompt? They can also set up a task and prompt and do like more tweaks, but like, you know, how opinionated do we want to be about delivering the data so that they always have access to up-to-date data? Does this also, you said it also updates a table in the Superbase, the artist socials table?
Exactly. Yeah. If you go back to Recoup and you say, how many followers do I have on Instagram? It'll give you the same number you're looking at here.
And that's calling the get artist socials. And that's
exactly.
Okay, great.
Exactly.
So in my view, this could even just be like 100% back-end task. You don't need a task UI in the front end. This thing just runs and collects artist socials every week, you know, or whatever, like whatever financially makes sense for to scrape each time. But I guess the only thing is then it becomes like, well, you don't want to do it on a Wiz Khalifa who has 31 million. Or I guess it doesn't matter, right? Because it's not pulling all of their stuff. So it's just one scrape every time.
Yeah, we say a flat cost no matter how many followers they have.
Yeah, so in that case, it's like, yeah, I'm thinking we should automatically just run this thing behind the scenes every week on every artist that are over a certain threshold, you know, like
yeah, maybe just our enterprise start.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, yeah, like for pro, for pro
paid customers,
like this automatically runs, constantly updated, and the AI always knows your like true follower count. And then, really, because of that, it's always being updated. The malleability becomes like from the front end side of things, you can set up your tasks and everything, but instead of it calling the trigger on the back end, it's calling just the social, get my up-to-date social follower number from the table. Right? Would that make the most sense?
Say that last part again about pulling from the table.
Like I'm trying to abstract away the need for the user to call the trigger.dev run, and like just like they're like the always update the get artist. Like if this is always running for our pro accounts, then they would just need to ask, get what's my artist socials currently. And so like the task then becomes I'm just thinking like it becomes a much easier tool chain or much more condensed context window to say like check my artist socials, and then go update wherever we store them with the most recent follower accounts, and then do a calculation and send me an email or whatever, as opposed to like you're removing the beginning half of this prompt, which is go trigger Apify, go trigger the trigger.dev, like you know what I'm saying? I really love that.
We put all that in the back end so that they never need to call it. We run it automatically for all pro artists every day or every week. What cadence would you prefer for how often we auto scrape all of our pro artists?
I'm gonna start at weekly.
Every once a week.
You said it's 3 cents.
You have a preferred day on Monday?
It's 3 cents, which would mean it's $3 a day if we have 100 users doing it.
100 artists. How many pro
100 artists
accounts do we have? Maybe we have 50 pro accounts, and then if each of them have 10, that would 500.
Let's start with like weekly, like on Sundays, because usually it's a Monday night or Mondays that people want the week over week social reports.
Sunday night. Do you have a preferred time? Sunday
12.
at 12 midnight Eastern time?
Yeah.
Sunday midnight Eastern time. We'll make it one single task that'll iterate over all of them and do it for all of them. Sunday midnight. Maybe I even have it. Do we want it to send you an email or something that gives you a summary of all the pro artists and what their
maybe just like, actually, yes, it would be nice to have an email on my end to just so we can easily, well, no, because we can go into Trigger and see if it's working.
We could go into, you can go into Trigger and look at those logs you just saw to see the results of it there.
So yeah, no, I don't need an email. Like we just need maintenance, like, to some kind of maintenance ritual to make sure that it's happening eventually. But like, I think for now, like, let's just let it run.
Copy. Okay, I'll add that to the feedback on this task. That is going to be my next step before going into Google Sheets, because that is just back-end maintenance for a task of we've already built all that. It's just setting up the tool calls to do it when we want it to. And it's one single schedule, so it's not like it's going to eat up. I'm not going to make one schedule per artist. I'm going to have one weekly schedule that does all the pro scraping together. That way it doesn't eat into our quota.
I have a question. How difficult is it to backtrack? How much time would it take if I say instead of weekly, start with daily, and then we'll move to weekly once we've tested it? But that way we'll be able to see if it's working throughout the week instead of having to wait.
It's a one-line change to change the cron, and you can modify that inside of trigger.dev, so you don't even need me to change the code base.
So yeah, I would start daily.
We'll start daily, then daily at midnight.
Daily at midnight.
Then we'll just want you to watch the costs in Apify to make sure you're happy with how much because the trigger.dev we've run, actually, if you want, open up Trigger. If you want to share your screen, you go to the usage tab, and then that'll tell you how much we get. $50 worth of credits a month we've run 5 that, yeah, there we go. Thank you. Let's quickly look at how much we've spent on trigger.dev. Top left, click the drop down, and then there should be a usage button.
You see it? Oh, usage.
Yeah, usage. So we've run 5,000 tasks, as you can see below, and our total cost on trigger.dev out of our $50 per month credit is $2.79.
Hold on. Rue, come back. Hey, everybody. Come on. Sorry, my dogs had figured out how to get out of the office, and so they now let us escape artists.
Yep, they know how to open the door, twist the handle.
But this is great, awesome, perfect. Yeah, so let's just run it then.
So Apify is going to be a bigger cost than this, so that's where we'll want to monitor, because running it here, as we can see, it's negligible, the costs that we're running for these tasks, and we're nowhere close to our current limit.
Cool. All right, so next steps, you're going to set that up on autopilot on the back end. So enterprise customers will always have, or pro or enterprise will always have up-to-date social info at their fingertips without ever having to leave the platform.
Correct.
That's great. And then from there, connect Google Sheets.
Yep. Then connect Google Sheets. Correct.
And then your plan is to set it up. I just want to, 2 questions. You said your original plan was to set it up so that it's a public, it can do any public Google Sheet. So you're not going to do the Composio setup for login to Google. I want to just I want to challenge. I'm not saying that's a bad idea. I'm just going to throw out the challenge of, are you sure that's the quicker route?
I do want to check Composio first because they already have the tool set built, and see if it can manipulate public sheets without needing OAuth. Potentially, because I know that they have the 2, you can either do OAuth or you do provide your own key. I'll look at Composio first with providing our own key. And if we provide our own key, it might be they have to give our account access that's associated with the key, or they have to make it public. I'll try that first because you're right. That'll prevent us from having to maintain the tool set. And
it'll get you into Composio. It'll start that process of like you understanding that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other thing I was thinking is like, it's also not the end of the world if like we just we have the user OAuth into their Google account. And that's just the way that this works.
Okay.
Obviously public would be.
That's an okay ask for our customers. You think our customers, that wouldn't add too much friction to prevent them from using the product?
No. And it would also, I mean, if they're OAuthing into Google Sheets, you can also, like, it kind of kills 1,000 birds with, we also get Gmail. We can also get all the other connections that Google comes with. So it's like their calendar, their Gmail, their Sheets, their Docs, like, so.
It's pretty deeply in their workflows.
Yeah, exactly. Which is like also the next step of us being able to send emails on their behalf instead of Recoup's behalf. Like, so getting them to accept that connection is and having that connection available, like there's a lot of pros to go down that route.
The only con is one that you've already expressed, which is sandboxing. One of the reasons you wanted to build your own file system is you didn't want Recoup to wreak havoc in a place that they care about and do spend a lot of time in. So it's a double-edged sword of, they spend a lot of time in it. On the plus side, it gives us power to help them and provide a tailwind. On the downside, if the agent becomes malicious or stupid and acts terribly, it could kick up a whole bunch of dust and do a whole lot of things that would frustrate and potentially churn a very valuable customer.
Correct. But that, even with public connection to a sheet and giving the agent right access, that could still happen, right?
Correct. So, just a much more limited context of permissions. You're inviting someone in that you can then remove, as opposed to I've given someone a key with full access to everything inside of my house for Ruru to open the doors, eat from the fridge.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, you objective is to just get the sheet updated however Correct. We need.
And I'll use Composio to do it.
Cool. All right, awesome. My updates this week are
breaking news from Sid.
What? Oh, breaking news. Yeah. Breaking news. Oh, we have dark mode.
One musician replied saying they like it. If you're listening to this right now and you haven't checked out dark mode, check it out and leave a comment down below so we know if you like it, or if you are crying because you wanted light mode and you're very sad that light mode's gone.
What? Light mode's not gone. We still have light mode.
How do I use light mode?
Oh, see, look at that. Good thing we're on this call.
Good thing we're in the breaking news section.
All right. So Recoupable, if you come down here and you go to theme, bam, you can change it, system, dark, light. Can you see? Wait, are you still there?
I'm sorry, I muted myself. Wow,
Oh.
I thought my light mode was gone. I'm already back to light mode. The only thing that I can't see is my name. When I switch to light mode, I can't see my name in the bottom left.
This one?
Ah, yours is black. Yeah, mine is my name stays white.
Weird. See, that's fun.
Let me refresh the page. I wonder if it's just I got to refresh. Your name changes to black when you switch to light mode?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, if it's just impacting me, don't worry about it. I don't need to read my name. I know who I am.
Yeah, but it's a weird bug. But yeah, all right, it's good to flag. All right, so anyways, we have that.
Excellent.
And then I shipped 2 fun things. The first fun thing is file system optimization. So what you can do now, and I'm going to check this out. So actually, I'm just going to say this. I'll show you exactly why I shipped this, how I'm shipping it. So the first thing I'm going to do is say, create a file called Apple. And you will see that it will create a file called Apple. I have it automatically as text reverting to .md files instead of txts. But it can also support the JSONs and CSVs, et cetera, if you provide that. All right, cool. So then if we go into our files, we now see Apple. Ta-da! Now, here's where it gets fun. List all your file management tools. We will test them one by one on the file we just created. But now this is where you start to see the agent really fucking have fun. So it's going to list all of the tools that it has, which is read file, update. Now we have a delete file. We have a rename file. We have a move file. We have create folder, rename folder. We had list files. We had write files. Do them all. And so now we're just going to double check that it works. The only thing that there's a couple bugs that I found, like where like sometimes it will say like it'll change the file and then read it and like look for the old file name and say like I can't find it, but then oh wait, it already exists. So it's like a little buggy. It's sometimes, but I haven't seen a run yet where like it wasn't able to accomplish this task, even if it did hit like an error at one point. So you can see what it's doing is it read the file Apple, it listed all the other files, it's updating the content, it's creating a folder called test folder, it moved the file into the Apple into the test folder, it renamed the file Apple, and then renamed the folder, it listed the fruit collection folder, it confirmed that we have a banana.md is now in fruit collection, and then it deleted it. So boom, we have a complete file management system here. Now, why this is really cool. The reason is because if you're an artist and you're not sure what to do with your career, you can ask Recoupable this. List all your tools. Then create tasks that will help me generate 10K per month. Document your plans. To-do list and research and reports in files. Okay, cool. So one prompt is going to list all of the tools and capabilities it has. And then it is going to create tasks based on this, what its capabilities are. So let's see, the first one is it created daily content creation, weekly brand partnership research, Sephora cross promotion strategies, weekly analytics and growth reports, sync licensing prep, and a monthly revenue tracker and goal check. It did this all in one shot. Now it's going to document the plan and the to-do list using Write File. So the way I'm thinking through it is similar to Cursor. We now have an internal file management tool that can also act as memory, planning, tasks, scratchpad for all of the repeated recurring tasks. So the agent now has context around every task that it did yesterday. It knows, oh shit, yesterday I did this thing and I have it documented over here. Let me pick that task back up. Let me not contact these creators because they're on the list and I contacted them yesterday. Let me contact new creators. And so it becomes now like the file system now allows us to have stateful agents. And what is really cool is what I also ended up doing is setting up, and you can see this thing's going for a while. And Sweets, just to mark on your radar, one of the bigger issues that I'm running into, and I know I've been pressing a lot of, there's like a long list of running issues and things to do, but one of the biggest ones is if I leave this chat, this all goes away. I can't get back to this chat. Now, I think these are set up, so like we're good on there, but like any research and stuff that has been done that isn't written, it's like a terrible bug, because you can see this is like the user has to stay on here. If they leave, it looks like the product breaks. But I'll digress. I fucking am so excited about the file management because I've been doing this for a while, for the last week, like just like one-shotting, go research a bunch of shit, go research all of my audits, and my file system for Gatsby was getting crazy. But what I was able to do, I think there was like 73 files and they were all over the place and it was just like a mess. And what I was able to do is just say like, you are an expert administrative assistant. Go into my file system, use all of your tools available, read everything and organize it in a way that makes it much easier to read, quicker to understand. And it turned 73 files and folders into like 13, nicely, neatly organized and like ready to like continue. So like, I don't know, it's just really exciting because this is the first time I'm starting to feel like, okay, it's doing like a lot of the heavy lifting. And something that I also was thinking through now that we have this trigger.dev is like creating a file management administrative assistant agent that is just constantly running and making sure that the file management system is like good, you know, it's up to date, it's organized correctly, you know, whatever. All right, cool. And look, we finished. So five files were created, which is the plan, master to-do list, brand partnerships, automated tasks, sync licensing, and etc. And then the other thing that I did yesterday is files are now shared across all people that share the same artist. So if we can test this, Sweets, can you share your screen and go to Gatsby and see if you see all of the files that are in her files? Do you have Gatsby or do you need her? Let me send you a one that you can do. Give me a sec. Agent.
No? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have Gatsby. We don't have a simple way to share artists, do we?
Yeah, I just sent you the URL.
In the private chat in the stream?
Yeah, private chat stream.
We do have a simple way. You just send someone a conversation. We already built the thing. Let's see if that worked. I have a Gatsby Grace in my account now.
And now go to file.
Oh, look at this.
See, what's going on here? That doesn't make any sense.
In your light mode, is it the same?
Yeah, you just saw my light mode. We just were in it.
Saw your light mode. Okay. Let's switch back to dark and see.
I wonder if it's cached. You think it's cached or no? No, that doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. I'm doing a
and you're on Chrome too. I'm on Chrome.
I'm on Brave.
Oh.
But it is on Chromium. Brave is for Chromium. So looks like there's still some bugs for.
Yeah, wait. Let me just take a screenshot of this.
For light mode. Can you continue to own these edge cases on?
Yeah.
For dark mode changes.
Yep.
Thank you.
I haven't had anybody hit me up and say I can't see anything. So
I didn't even know that you could switch from dark mode to light mode.
There you
go. Part of me thought we just deprecated light mode so that stuff like this doesn't happen, so we don't have to maintain two different design systems, because now, like you see, we have to now maintain where there's breaks from one to the other. And here in dark mode, yeah, the text I can't read unless I hover over it. In dark mode for you, can you read these without hovering over it?
Let me check mine. No, that's a little bug. I got to fix that.
Okay. So I'm in Gatsby Grace, and you wanted me to do what? Oh, check out files.
Bam.
So files are now artist-based instead of account-based. Is that correct?
Correct. It was the simplest solution. I was about to go do a fucking 15-step refactor to add the ability to have both private and shared. But then I was like, you know what? I can't do it. The reason why.
Just principle.
Well, just like the purpose right now is that like I've been demoing files to a bunch of people in calls, but then we leave the call and they don't have the file system that I have in their artists. And so like then I have to rely on them to like hopefully go fill out the file system and do that. And like now I can literally just load up artists with files, and like the next step is also like setting up tasks for people as well, because like, you know, but this is step one, is like I can now load up an artist and have some kind of stateful agents system going. All right. Any thoughts, opinions besides dark mode sucks?
Yes, I have two questions. One, it's awesome that you're coding, and I like that you're maintaining the code that you write. We can keep our team small when all the co-founders not only are writing code, but understand what it takes when Sid has an idea, like dark mode, and then all the side effects of the ideas that you have in implementation. We can keep our team small, and you directly communicate with the customers. More of our team directly understanding our customers means more features that directly impact them. So I think it's great that you're building things that you find valuable and that make you want to use the product more and show the product to our customers. The two questions that I have is one related to how this impacts the customer experience. Which specific customer do you plan to share the file system with?
Everyone.
Okay.
Every single customer.
Every single one.
Every single customer. I mean,
do you have an upcoming call where you don't have to give their name, and you can talk me through how you plan on specifically on a call that is actually on your calendar presenting this and using it? If every single one is going to have this, your next call that you have, talk me through how you plan on specifically doing that in that call.
Sure. So playlist agent that week over week recommends playlists.
Mm-hmm.
Previously, we were to do that. And it sends week over week. It like looks up the artists, etc. Like we have, it goes and looks up playlists that would work. It then sends an email saying, here's 5 playlists that would work for your artist, right? We had that set up. It was dope. But I would get the same playlist recommendations every time from the thing. So new feature with this files is add the memory of what you did last week, agent, and what you did this week to this file of playlists recommendations, so that you have this running memory of don't suggest the same playlists over and over again, find new ones. And that's like a version of like one thing I'll demo, but like then it becomes like, you know, all of it I gotta fix. This is so interesting. And it's you said this is Brave?
This is in Brave.
All right, I gotta download Brave and see if it's the same issue. But yeah, so I'm gonna demo that, and then it just becomes like, you know what I realized? I had to call somebody the other day, and I was like, are you? Hey, if you ask somebody like, what's your AI stack? 9 times out of 10, they'll either own that they're ChatGPT and like using it like barely, or they'll say Claude to sound like they know more than the average user. But then if I'm like, cool, can you pull up your Claude so I can see what you're doing? And they pull it up and it has like 5 recent chats. Mm-hmm. like you can tell they're not really using it. So which makes me even more bullish, because like Cursor makes me feel like as a user, empowers the shit out of me. I've never felt more powerful than with like from a product. One with ChatGPT and then Cursor. Those are 2 products that like have made me feel like I'm able to 10x my ideas, what I'm able to do with my life. I feel like 99% of the music industry has not experienced Cursor in the same way, right? Where like you can save files, you can write to them, you can say no to do that, and then after you do all of that, you spend an hour on it, you come out with this like great result, right? Whether in Cursor it's like a website or whatever, an app, but like I want to give our customers the same feeling of like it's just like a more robust system that's like, just, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I think everybody's used to the ChatGPT back and forth chats.
Yeah.
And I want to enable that Cursor vibe. Mm-hmm. Cursor for the music industry would be fire. I don't know what it looks like, but like.
So specific customer is memory. You want it when it's running tasks on a hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, annual basis. Instead of repeating the same recommendations for playlist placements, opportunities, festivals, if it's doing that research every day and sending you the opportunities, you're going to store the things that it is recommending in a file. That way, the next time the task runs, it references that file and does not find the same opportunities the next time. Am I understanding one use case correctly?
Correct. Another use case for a specific customer is creating images, like putting images in the files system for them, mm-hmm. of the artist, of the style, of the brand guidelines, and then letting the agent be able to look through those files and pick the best one to import to like a Nano Banana or an image generation using as a reference. So instead of the user constantly having to like go in and say like, here's my reference image, make it feel like this. Like it just has a folder for brand guidelines of here's what my artist looks like as editorial. Here's what my artist looks like at a shows. Here's what my artist looks like face shots. And so if you say to Nano Banana, go make me a press shot of my artist for their album cover, it will go into the files, pull that correct image, and then use it when generating images. So just like getting users, a lot of the use cases have been content related, people wanting to create content, but the issues have been them not getting content that's usable, like one-shotted.
Right, missing references. Both
So
of
the
those are
references, and then also like enabling me to go find files and putting them in like automatic, like doing stuff that don't scale right now is, let me go find a bunch of editorials of your artist. Let me put them here. Let me go find, a mood board of your artist. Let me put them here, etc. And so just starting to build out that intelligence for them.
The other question that I have is, what specific tech did you need to build and now needs maintained for Recoup file management?
Great question. So I'm really proud of my shared. Can you go to the code? What's it called? Code reviews.
Oh, code reviews.
I have 11 o'clock actually, now that I'm seeing this. So maybe we dive into this later and we talk about what we want to knock out next week.
Yeah, the reason I'm asking is, why are we deciding to build our own file storage? I just ran a quick Google search for agentic file system and I found Letta, and I'm just curious why we decided to build our own instead of building on someone that is building a file system for agents and using that. But
good question.
Where do you want to take us next?
That's a great question. I'll look into later. The reason why we built our own was because we didn't look into it, and I think like moving forward as we've decided kind of with the trigger stuff, and we should start from a place before feature of like seeing if it exists in the world yet, that somebody is maintaining it better than us, and then go that route. But yeah, I agree with you that like that's something we should consider, is if somebody's managing files better than us, we should swap. But okay, 2 minutes left. What is your thoughts for next week? Are you gonna? Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there because we have a huge list, and I was wanting to hear what you. One, you're at DevCon, so with you knowing your schedule and what you're going to be doing there, what do you think the best path out of the list that we have is next week?
Goal for this week still wasn't complete. The goal is week over week social media report agent that can update a doc and put in how socials are changing over time with those changes. So that still needs finished. Specific tasks include auto scrape daily at midnight for pro customers, what we just talked about today, Google Sheets plus Composio. Hopefully with those two, we are in a place to be able to start testing it with customer sheets.
Yep.
After that, on my list of things, I still have fix evals from Brain Trust, 3 org agents, right tools get called at the right time, super memory, turn off cursor agent. That's in my short list. And then we've got the longer list. So I think just keep attacking that list until at least the main point of week over week social media report agent gets done.
Yeah. Week over week social report agent is good. I guess I'll leave this with the most important question. If Sweets is at DevCon next week, what crypto implementations can he add to Recoupable to align him with his vibes all next week to lessen the context switching? That's my question. Is next week a 401?
X402.
X402, whatever the fuck. Yeah,
that was the first thing that jumped into my head, especially for the social scraping. I listened to an episode of Bankless, and a guy that built the X402 scam was like, one business model for X402 is take an enterprise level service like Twitter API, which nobody wants to pay for, split it up into micro payments. We're doing scraping of socials, costs a penny. It's not worth us charging in Stripe, but it is something that we could use X402 for, and then offer for anybody that wants to use it, building on top of Recoup.
Yeah,
we're not doing a lot of credit tracking across the system for things like your image generation, file system management. We could be building on top of X402 and would allow us to make sure that we're adequately tracking how people are using the things that we're building. not only internally, but also giving public APIs that allow us to see, do other agents want to build on top of us, and giving them a method to pay us and use what we built without them needing to open up the UI, create an artist.
Put that on the top, man. Put that on the top of the list and fucking go crazy at DevCon with like stay in crypto with them next week.
That's exciting. On your side, anything you want to publicly state on what you're going to be doing?
This week, yeah, I'm already late. This week is a talk to customers, get in the weeds with customers, feedback loop week, and then changing the dark mode shift, figuring that out. So I'll be in the cut with customers. You be in the cut with DevCon. Do you want to make it a week of we just talk Friday?
That's not a bad idea. Give me the weekend to think on it, and I'll send you a message sometime between now and Monday. Thank you for that offer.
All right, awesome, everybody. Talk soon. Peace.